Welcome back to Teshkid FX for another price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you a price prediction update on Quant, whose current price stands at the $103.1 mark, and here on TradingView the market is down by 2.09%. and in this video I want to give you the key scenarios that I expect to play out, basing my analysis on the Elliot wave structures, the Fibonacci's, the key areas of support and resistances, and also draw out any key chart patterns that you have information on this chart. And I'll kickstart the video by giving a brief of what has been happening here on the Quant chart. From the all-time high, we had been seeing lower prices in this massive ABC corrective movement, which took us back to around the $40.1 mark. And after making that low over here in that corrective movement, we have been seeing a very nice bounce to the upper side, which has been obeying the Elliot wave structures. And jumping to the 4-hour chart so that you can see those Elliot wave structures that we have here on the Quant chart, you can see after making our low down there, we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side in the formation of a wave 1, then a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, and then a wave 5, making our peak at around the $229 mark. And having seen the formation of that movement to the upper side obeying that Elliot wave structure, we can now name that as a higher Elliot wave count 1, and this Elliot wave structure to the upper side is a fractal wave within that higher Elliot wave count 1 to the upper side. And having seen a movement to the upper side in the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 1, whatever we expect next is the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 2, and using the Fibonacci's, we can sketch out a minimum target area to the lower side in the formation of that higher Elliot wave count 2 by connecting the Fibonacci's from the low of the first wave down there to the high of the first wave, and that gives me a minimum retracement area to the lower side in the formation of a wave 2 between the Fib level 0.5 and the Fib level 0.618, which perfectly lies between the $134.6 mark and the $112.3 mark. And you can see Quant has retraced into that target area. We even lost the Fib level 0.618, and because of that I have to extend my target area back to the Fib level 0.78 Fib level, which perfectly lies at around the $80.6 mark. Then removing the Fibonacci's after seeing the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 2, which we might have seen the low of that higher Elliot wave count 2 that I have right here. There is a possibility that we might now be in the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 3, and that will only happen in case we see a reversal here on the Quant chart. And jumping to the 1-hour chart so that we can see what we have here on the 1-hour chart. Here on the 1-hour chart, there are two possible scenarios that can play out here on the Quant chart. The first one is a bullish movement to the upper side in the formation of this higher Elliot wave count 3, and that movement to the upper side might have started, assuming that the low for this wave 2 higher Elliot wave count 2 is in, and whatever we are seeing over here might be a movement to the upper side that is obeying the Elliot wave structures. And if I have my Elliot wave structure drawn out here on this chart, we can have this as the first wave to the upper side, then this is a wave 2, then I'm expecting a wave 3, then a wave 4 before we continue pushing higher in a wave 5 to complete a higher Elliot wave count 1, which is a fractal wave within that higher Elliot wave count 3 to the upper side. And getting a little bit into the details of the formation of this Elliot wave structure that I have right here. After seeing the high of that first wave, we can use the Fibonacci's to sketch out a minimum target area to the lower side in the formation of this wave 2. And I just need to use the Fibonacci's connecting them from the low of the first wave to the high of that wave 1 up there, and that gives me a minimum retracement area between the Fib level 0.5 and the Fib level 0.618, which is a target area that we have fully maximized, even lost the Fib level 0.618, and that makes me extend my target area back to the Fib level 0.78 Fib level, which is a Fib that we are still holding. We are still holding above the Fib level 0.78 Fib level, and there are chances that this might be the low for this wave 2 over here. And if that is the case, then we can sketch out a minimum target area to the upper side in the formation of this wave 3 using the trend based Fibonacci, connecting it from the low of the first wave to the high of that wave 1, then dragging the fibs to the low of the second wave. and that gives me a minimum target area at the fib level 1.618, which perfectly lies at around the $151.4 mark. So there are chances that in case that is the low for that wave 2, there are chances that we might see a bit of a bounce to the upper side, a pump to the upper side, get back to the $151.4 mark before we see a retracement in the formation of a wave 4, then continue pushing higher in a wave 5 to complete the formation of that higher Elliott wave count 1 to the upper side. And that I'm basing it assuming that we have seen the low for this higher Elliott wave count 2 at around the $94 mark. And getting to the other possible scenario that can play out here on the Quant chart, the other possible scenario can play out in case we lose the key area of support at around the $100 mark, which is a key area of support. So in case we lose this key area of support at around the $100 mark and continue pushing lower, maybe make a low that is below this low that we have at around the $94.4 mark, then I think we might have to change scenarios over here, and now we can now shift the low for that high Elliott wave count 2 to the low that we make over here. And once that plays out, then that will still be giving us a bullish movement to the upper side, looking at it from a wider view, that is from the long-term scenarios that can play out here on the Quant chart. And in case that plays out, then we can start sketching out a movement to the upper side. That is an impulsive movement to the upper side in the formation of that high Elliott wave count 3. And in case that also plays out, then this Elliott wave structure that I have right here will be invalidated, because our wave 2 low will be below the low that we have for this wave 1. And in case that plays out, then this is not a valid wave 2 to the lower side anymore, and we might have to sketch out a new Elliott wave count here on the Quant chart. Also taking a look at the indicators to see what movements will be supported. Here on the RSI we are trading at around the 42 mark, meaning we have massive room for us to support any movements to the upper side. Also to the lower side will still be supported. Also taking a look at the MACD, here on the MACD we have printed a bullish cross, and that would mean higher prices might be coming our way, and we might have seen the low for this wave 2, and higher prices in the formation of a wave 3 will be supported on the MACD. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, and I'll keep you updated.